How about now? Helps if I turn the mic on. Hello, everybody. How are you all? I love this quote. I realized that if I was willing to step up and be in the spotlight, I'd be able to make everyone else around me much more powerful as well. Hi, everybody. My name is Rosa Lang, and I have this wonderful channel to do all kinds of wonderful things. And today we're going to talk about how do you change your behavior? I've talked about having a childlike wonder for the world, and I've talked about turning your view around to a more positive one, but oh my gosh, how do you do that? Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit today, but first I want to say hello to everybody. I want to say, hey, Catlin. Hey, Jennifer Eggleston. That girl. Happy Thursday to you too, sweetie. And I'm so glad you guys are here in chat. I'm going to go over just a few things that came to mind this week about how, I know I am where I am, but do I how do I tell someone else how to change your view? How do you change your attitude? How? It's so crazy out there, and there's so much negativity. Excuse me while I get more comfortable. And there's so much negativity. How does one grasp changing your own paradigm? Well, I came across a couple of things, like I said, and I just wanted to go over them, and afterwards we can have a nice chat about it. If there are things you're particularly thankful for, or that you want to be grateful for, please drop them in chat, and I'll get to them in just a moment. But this week's goal, if you will, is basically to learn how to set realistic goals and explore the small changes we can make to put us on the path to a lifelong positive outlook on life, right? Well, first, again, how do you change behavior? Well, first you have to recognize it, right? We have to realize that, oh, wait, this is how I responded before and that didn't work last time. But how do I change it? Well, the first thing is set some realistic goals. It's like when making any sort of behavior change, it's vital that you set realistic goals for yourself. Like setting goals that can be too difficult to achieve can be really demotivating, right? And they can discourage you from healthy changes. Never compare yourself to someone else. Sorry. Never compare yourself to someone else, and be sure to set goals that are achievable for you. Looks like everybody's going live now. How interesting. Let's clear that out. Sorry about that. So, again, let's never compare yourself to someone else. I know it's really tempting, but be sure to set goals that are important to you and that are achievable for you. Like changing our views and responses to stimuli that are just they stir you up, okay? It's vital that you set realistic goals for yourself. Setting goals that are too difficult, like I said, can be really demotivating. But in terms of changing our views and responses, it's important to assess how realistic the goal is. Someone who's responding with ingrained patterns is not necessarily thinking it through, right? It may take a while to be able to stop and think before you respond, but doing so gives you the moments needed to not do that knee jerk reaction like you have in the past. Listen with the intent to understand more than the need to reply. That's a big one for me. That was really hard to learn. And then set a goal to listen more closely and not respond as quickly. Don't be hesitant to say, let me think about that before you reply. Or I'm not sure, let me get back to you. You don't have to reply to everything that's said to you. And yeah, you can probably just see that I'm kind of aiming at YouTube. Hey, Emma P. Hey, Aaron Thurman. Aaron Thurman. It is hard. Oh, tell Hen I'll be there later and that I said hello. Thank you, Emma P. Thank you so much. So, cognitive restructuring. In other words, being aware that you're trying to make positive changes in your life. It's not an easy skill to learn. You can also you can get so used to thinking negatively that that in itself can become a bad habit. especially if you're thinking negatively about yourself. Because how many of us have that negative thought pattern in our head that we're not this enough, we're not that enough, we're to this and to that. It's not productive and it only really brings you down. It's kind of a bad habit. So with practice and effort, you can become more aware of what's happening in your mind and kind of change your thinking patterns for the better. Here are a few tips to get you started, and just a few, because I don't want to take up your whole evening. But awareness. Become aware that your negative thoughts, that is, become aware of them. Just start recognizing that they're there. Everybody has them. And this is when you can begin to challenge them. Okay? Once you recognize them, right? So then recognize your power to change the behavior, to change your thoughts. You are in charge of your own thoughts, and you can choose how to respond or not to respond at all. You can focus on the positive. I know this is a real big thing with me, and it's not an easy thing to do. But if you focus on the positive and start doing that, it'll make you and the situation more positive. Like, okay, like somebody's on a diet and say, I blew my diet this morning. I ate a donut. I might as well eat what I like for the rest of the day. I can replace that with, well, I ate a donut this morning, but I can still eat healthier at lunch and dinner. Or, wow, I really let that person on YouTube get to me. I shouldn't have given them that much power. I should not even have responded. I should have just let it go. And once it did happen, I said, well, you know what? They're on their own journey. I'm not going to respond anymore, and I'm not going to give them power. And Hen gave me a good, quick kick in the butt, and it was okay. But more than that, had I stayed in the present, okay, and not looked at things that might have happened before, and not looked at ways I interacted with this person before on any particular subject, if I had stayed in the present when facing any problem, okay, and try to focus on what's happening right now without thinking too much about the past or the future, I have to think about how I am right now and what am I trying to achieve. I encourage you to try and do the same. When faced with a problem, try to focus on what's happening right now without thinking too much about the past or the future, and think about who you are now and what you're trying to achieve. Just kind of keep hold of that. Another thing you can do is invert your negative thoughts, turn them around. Pardon me. Like seeing whether the opposite holds true. If something particular is going on and you have a fixed mind on it and the other person has a fixed mind on it, see whether the opposite holds true and can be helpful. Like a negative thought. Okay, I'm kind of focused on dieting here. So it says, eating this chocolate will make me feel better. Well, it will. But the positive opposite would be, eating this chocolate will not make me feel better in the long term. And I'm looking at the long term. So responding to this person online like this is not going to solve anything. Turning it positive is, if I ignore that behavior, then I'm not rewarding it, and it should stop, or at least get focused somewhere else. So, hey, look, there's Miss Abby. So that brings us to like problem solving, right? Let me catch up on the chat here. Let's see. You guys are so funny. Every negative has a positive. That's right. New hairstyle is really nice. You guys are too kind. I just brushed it over the other way and brought it forward. It's so stiff. Too much hairspray or something. I don't know. So we're going to go back to problem solving. So what is problem solving? I mean, we've all heard of it and we've all done it in our own way, but basically involves identifying problems, like Miss Abby, who wants attention, involves identifying problems and coming up with good solutions. Maybe not the best solution, but a solution for that time, that you don't have that knee jerk reaction, right? Take time to think about your past attempts and write down obstacles you've experienced. Can you think of some ways to deal with them when they come up again? I mean, preparedness is a thing. And there's a snappy saying there, but it's not in my head right now. Um, so, what does problem solving involve, you ask? Basically, the first step is to identify a problem, right? Know that you're having an issue, face the issue, confront it, don't run away from it, don't stuff chocolate down your face like I do. I mean, I have to address the problem. I have to at least look at it and see, is there anything I can do about it? Is there some positive way I can resolve this? And work towards a solution that will benefit the most people, the issue, whatever. The more I think about the problem and how to solve it, I look at a lot of options and see, how is this going to affect me, them, her, him, whatever. And I try and just keep myself first, not being selfish, but that's part of my self-care. So, and you can use those past issues you've had to help you solve future problems. And like I said, you can write them down if you want to and just kind of do your own little journaling thing. Okay, journaling, right? And problem solving, what does it involve? Well, the first step, again, identify it. And that kind of makes you want to keep problems in perspective. They're a normal part of changing habits and managing your life. While they can be frustrating or stressful, there's always a solution. Might not have thought of it yet, but there's always a solution. Identify and define the problem. What's the particular problem you're facing? What's your goal in this situation? Then come up with a couple of potential solutions. The more solutions you consider, the more chance you have of actually developing an effective solution. The more you consider, there's got to be something in there, right? And then make decisions, weigh the consequences of each of your options. You can evaluate, which solution are you going to try? And if that doesn't work, what's your backup? Then implement the behavior. Once you've decided on the best solution, just do it. Just do it. And it'll be fine. Hey, Locomai. Catch up on chat here for a minute. Oh, Loco, I'm just glad you're here, sweetie. Let's see. Not being passive aggressive like me sometimes, right? Yeah, that's not always. It's hardly ever effective. Hen, if bill needs paying, don't buy it at the bottom of the pile. Find a way to make money around to pay the bill, because pretending it doesn't exist makes it worse. Living proof. I'm telling you, living proof. Hello, Susan T. And anyone I haven't said hello to, hello. So once we've identified the problem and we've looked at it and come up with some solutions and made a decision and evaluated which solution is going to be best, then we have to implement the behavior. Here's an example you might consider. You're in chat with some friends and someone posts something that hits you in the feels. Y'all know what I mean. And it's made you feel anxious. A problem-solving approach for me, keep it in perspective. If this is the only problem I have today, yay. And if it's the only problem I have to face for one night this week, yay. I need to identify and define the problem I am having with this. I need to come with potential solutions, like I can choose not to engage, which would have been the smart thing. Or I can choose to look for a more positive view. And you guys know me. I'm going to try and look for a more positive view to resolve whatever's going on. Then I need to make the decision to act on it. I need to evaluate it. And then I need to trust someone else's judgment of what is healthy. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. But I can hear myself. I can be impeccable in my speech. I can make no assumptions. I can take nothing personal. And I can do my best. because the 4 agreements get me through so much. You guys have no idea. So, developing problem solving skills is essential to have a more productive life experience. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you identify relevant problems and work toward finding solutions to them, if you have a setback, reevaluate and ask yourself, what did I learn from this attempt? And what should I change in the future? Learning and applying problem solving skills will also help prevent a relapse. A relapse? What the heck's a relapse? Well, many of you probably already know as well, but it's a lapse often described as one slip up or mistake, where a relapse is when you revert back to your old habits. Yeah, we're all guilty of that. I know I am. Relapsing is very common. Remember, you're only human and you never know what life will throw at you. Think about this. If you were given 7 roses and one of them died, would you throw away the whole bunch? Likewise, if you had one bad day or one bad interaction, there's no need to throw away the rest of the day or the week. But there's a way to prevent it. Let's see. Aaron says, but if someone doesn't know that there's a problem, does it not make sense to talk it out instead of holding it in? I rarely hold it in. I may camp on it for a while, but I will eventually go to the person and say, hey, listen, it seems like there was some issue here and I need to discuss it with you. I really need to talk it through. Can you help me do that? And I always try and push that help button, because most people are more than willing to sit and listen if they know it's going to help the relationship. Usually. There's always a hard head somewhere, and used to be me. So, hey, Amber Ann, glad you're listening. Talking is one way of solving a problem, Aaron. True. And just leading by example is another one. I mean, the best revenge is to succeed, right? So, pardon me. So, one of the keys, pardon me, I've got coffee. I've got coffee. Excuse me. So, one of the ways to prevent a relapse is to recognize and anticipate situations which may cause them. Like, stay off that YouTube channel. I know I can. Often a lapse can lead to a relapse unless you have a plan for getting yourself back on track. When you start to make behavior changes, think about some situations when you feel it would be difficult to sustain this change. Perhaps it was when you're on Discord or YouTube. Use your problem-solving skills to come up with a plan ahead of time and get you through a situation rather than throwing in the towel and calling them a bish or something, you know? For example, you might have a stream coming up where there'll be a lot of angry people or possible attacks. Set realistic goals that will get you through the night, such as having a set time you will listen or watch with the chat off. I know I'm kind of trying to do that here because I've got things going on. I have beer. Yeah, great, Aaron. Let's see. Lokamai says, yep, holding in is a major issue. I think an important part is to look carefully when you bring it up. So many of us choose the wrong time to talk to someone and take a break first. Exactly. I know it works for me. It may not work for everyone, but I'm just trying to throw tips out there that I know have worked for me. Some of the tips they have for preventing relapse that I have found useful is identifying my high-risk situations and prepare for them beforehand. So I know that I have some tools under my belt to go forward if things go south. Outlast the urge before you post. Stop and think about what you want to do, why you want to do it, whether it's true, whether it's kind, necessary. Be impeccable in your speech. If it isn't kind, if it isn't true, if it isn't necessary, I try not to post it, right? So you can get support. in Discord, there's so many of us willing to help each other. It's wonderful there. Or a more positive, or you could join a more positive community. Hi, welcome to my channel. You can ask support from family and friends or from a therapist. There's nothing wrong with any of those, reaching out to any of those terminals to get some support. And it's not a matter of, did you see what she said? Or did you hear what he said? It's a matter of, I'm having a challenge with this and I need to talk it through. Can you help me by listening? And you just make it clear what you need, right? You can get active. Physical activity helps people cope with all kinds of stressful situations. It may reduce some unhealthy reactions to stress, such as that downward spiral I talk about a lot and the resulting negative emotions that can lead to relapses. Got to turn it around. Got to force yourself to look at things. So I'm so really glad you guys are here. So just to make sure we've got it all, the key messages for this week were basically consider the high-risk situations ahead of time. When you feel it'll be difficult to continue with the changes you're trying to make and come up with effective solutions to get you through them. So know that if I know that if I go on that channel, it's a high-risk situation for me because I can get triggered. I know a lot of people don't like that word, but something can be said that'll get me in the feels or get my hackles up and just want to get in there and do something. It's like, this doesn't pertain to me. That person doesn't know me. They haven't spent time with me like you guys have. And I just try and just ignore it. But you have to understand, I have to understand, I'm asking you to be kind to yourself because relapsing is not common, but you can bounce back. Your habit is not stronger than you are. Be strong and pick up from where you left off and where you were before you fell. You know, dust yourself up, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and recenter yourself and keep going forward. Use the experience to prevent future relapses. Over time, you'll gain confidence and coping with high-risk situations without giving up your new habits. So I want to encourage you guys to do some of these things. And if you catch yourself, whether it's online or real life or work or home or whatever, to just try to kind of, well, Erin, you say looking at it makes it worse. Well, it depends. If you're talking about certain channels, yeah, it can make it worse. But if you're looking at it with the intent to understand what bothered you about it, then it's not always a bad thing. I mean, you have to, for me, I have to get to the heart of things to figure out why I am so affected by that set of words from that particular person. You and that girl and Annie are the only ones I will sit through. If other gab channels get dramatic or rowdy, I step away because that's not why I'm here. Exactly, Jennifer. And thank you for being here. I want to thank you all for being here. And take a deep breath. Yes, I'm a fixer. I used to be a fixer. Now I let people travel their own journey, whether that's healthy or not. It's their journey. If they ask for suggestions or if they ask for my input, I'll say, do you want me to be sympathetic or do you want me to be honest? Because sometimes those two don't go hand in hand. So yeah, that helps. Lokamai says, Jennifer Eaglestein YouTube channel should be there to help us become better or expand our minds. When they lead us to shut down, then they are no good. I agree. And you know, guys, there are all kinds of things on YouTube that you could find now. It's incredible the amount of knowledge that is dropped here for free. And you can learn a new hobby. You can learn how to play the piano if you have one. You can learn how to cook different cuisines. I mean, you can learn a foreign language. There's so much, so much. Erin says, but I think I will dwell on it until I find a solution. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Hen says, I am another person's problem solve, but I am changing. Solve other people's problems? You're trying to solve their problems? Other person's problem solver. Is that it? You can learn how good a real belly laugh is, right? I try hard not to laugh too loud in the mic because it's so loud in my ears. Oh, goodness. Well, guys, this has been great. If you have technical issues, oops, where it is. If you have technical issues, YouTube, you want to learn anything, right? YouTube or Google, right? One or the other. Um, but it affects everything down to your sleep. I would encourage you to try to start meditating or keep a little journal before you go to bed, to a gratitude journal. Just look at three things that you're thankful for that day, or three things of beauty that you saw that day. It could be anything that you notice, right? No worries, Hen. In fact, tomorrow I will be talking about negative people and how we deal with them. How about that? And we didn't talk about this first. This is incredible. So you guys make sure to go watch Locomai tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central, I believe. I can't fix everything, which is my problem. A long time ago, many, many decades ago, I looked at everything was my fault. Everything. The war in Vietnam, the fact that so and so had a car accident, or that this person didn't get a grade on their test that they wanted. Everything was my fault. And as I'm going to sleep, I hear this voice in my ear saying, "Are you sure everything is your fault?" And I went, "Well, yeah." "Well, this isn't your fault. And this isn't your fault." It was like, oh my gosh. So the only thing we can change is the way we look at things and the way we react to things. We can't fix anyone. We can't change anyone. We can change how we interact with them. If you want to listen to ASMR, right? If you want to know what ASMR is, let's see. I mean, there's everything. Let's see. Jennifer says, that's very true. I've stepped away from a few cause of the negative. I have only been on YouTube since, yes, that situation, that touched some feels. Yes, it did for all of us. For a lot of us, that's how we kind of found each other. Let's see, I'm in IT if you need technical help. Excellent. That's good to know, you guys. Aaron Thurman is in IT. Emma says, I also do typos. Must be a Brit thing. No, it's a human thing because we have fingers and there are keyboards and the letters are never in the same space. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm trying to get an IT course. Emma, how good for you. That would be lovely. We totally did not talk this through. The universe led us all to these subjects. Isn't this amazing? I mean, my gosh. Yes, the world revolves around us, our own movie, right? And that goes back to the 4 agreements and domestication. Everyone is in their own bubble, in their own head. My guest is missing for my stream. No problem. I could solve it right now, but I'm sure he will turn up. And when I get off here, Hen, I will find your stream. In fact, if you want to drop it in chat, that would be lovely. So there is the good out of that situation. If you start looking at things from a different perspective, or even ask yourself, what have I not thought of yet? What is it about this situation that is so taxing to me? And you really start allowing yourself to go through these thoughts, it will come to you. And then you have a way to identify it. Then you can go about finding solutions. But it's just a matter of allowing yourself to go through it. Because sometimes the only way out is through. Aaron Thurman, I need you to calm the F down. And that's because you're trying to heal the world. It's not the world. It's not for you to heal the whole world. Just take care of your own little corner first. Take care of yourself first. That's the way I started, and it's been decades. We do believe in you, Hen. Exactly, Jennifer. We would have never met through some of those other through we would not have met had it not been for that particular case going on. Aaron Thurman, calm the fuck down. Catlin, I love that you all share such uplifting message with us. Thank you. And you're doing better than you were a month ago? Well, then in a month coming, you will be even better because you will have had time to think about it and maybe rewatch this and pick up some tips because it does not happen overnight. These habits are ingrained in us. Don Miguel Ruiz in the Four Agreements has a whole chapter on it called domestication. So I really encourage you to get and read that book or get the audiobook and have it in your head while you're doing things. It's awesome. Yes. Thank you, Emma. Exactly. Well, I hope you all got something out of this. Is there anything you guys want to, anything else you want to discuss? Or did this make sense to you? Did this hit a spot somewhere for you? Um, because I've been thinking about this since last Thursday and Sunday, and oh, look, someone else is going live. Oh, look, it's just Hen in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, we'll get out and do a raid over to Hen's if she drops her link somewhere over here. Speaking of dropping links, look am I. Um, well, that's really what I had for this week for Thankful Thursday, and I just want to talk with y'all now. How can you see yourself using this information? Or do you see yourself using this information? Oh, you know what? Let me grab a book. This is going to be for Aaron. Aaron, I'm going to read to you the back cover of this book. And I can't exactly look up at the mic while I'm doing this, so I'm going to look at the book. Are you ready? Thanks, Jennifer. That'd be great. In the Four Agreements, a New York Times bestseller for over 7 years, Don Miguel Ruiz revealed how the process of our education, or quote-unquote domestication, can make us forget the wisdom we were born with. Throughout our lives, we make many agreements that go against ourselves and create needless suffering. The Four Agreements helps us to break these self-limiting agreements and replace them with agreements that bring us personal freedom, happiness, and love. Now Don Miguel Ruiz joins his son, Don Jose Ruiz, to offer a fresh perspective of the Four Agreements and a powerful new agreement to transform our lives into our personal heaven. The Fifth Agreement. The Fifth Agreement takes us to a deeper level of awareness of the power of the self and returns us to the authenticity we were born with. In this compelling sequel to the book that has changed lives of millions of people around the world, we are reminded of the greatest gift we can give ourselves, the freedom to be who we really are. It's an amazing book. So, Aaron Thurman, it's called The Fifth Agreement, and the ASMR was for you. I have to move my mic somewhere over here so I can look at you guys. Excellent. Thank you for posting that, Lokomai. if you don't have I mean, you can Locomai dropped the link for the book and maybe the excerpt of the book, I don't recall. But it's amazing. Thank you, Erin. That was for you. I'm going to try and do a little ASMR at least once a Thursday, every Thursday, and maybe on Sundays. Because Sundays I'd like to get into doing guided meditation, but nobody shows up for that. So it's really good for the replay. But yeah, so that little bit was for you. And then we also have another one. Stop it. Another one by Don Miguel Ruiz. And don't you love the colors in this? This is Circle of Fire. And it says, inspiration and guided meditations for living in love and happiness. It turned to the page for gratitude. Locomai says that almost daily I am reminded how important the four agreements have been to me. Totally. And if I remember to use them, even in the heat of a misunderstanding, I have to stop and go, wait a minute. Don't respond. Think about what you're going to do. Why is this affecting you this way? And like 1,000 thoughts go through in just a seconds, right? This is chapter 4 of The Circle of Fire, a Toltec wisdom book by Don Miguel Ruiz with Janet Mills. Gratitude. Gratitude must begin with the one who created us, because we receive the greatest gift from our Creator, life. How can we sincerely show our gratitude to God and say thank you from the bottom of our hearts? The best way to show gratitude is to receive the gift and give our thanks by enjoying the gift, by living our lives fully and completely. To live with gratitude is to enjoy every moment of this precious gift. Gratitude is one of the greatest expressions of love. When we master gratitude, we give our love generously because we know there's no end to our love. Oh, this is amazing. Okay. Aaron, I saw your question. Hang on. Because I want to answer and look at you when I'm answering. Oops. If anybody's interested in a good belly laugh, pop over to Ann's channel when we're done, and the link is there. So, Jennifer, it's just above what you posted. Okay, Aaron, so an honest question. How do you shut your brain off for meditation? Can't even shut it off for sleep. I have to take medication to sleep. What I did when I was beginning meditation is I'd light a little votive candle or a tea light candle. Something that is just small in a container, and I can stare at the flame. And the more I stare at the flame, the less thoughts that come in. But as thoughts come in, basically you want to focus on your breath. Feel it as it goes in. Feel it as it goes out. And as thoughts come in, you kind of acknowledge that they're there and focus back on your breathing. For me, I had to focus on the candle, and it helped me to be able to do meditation for a little bit longer each time, until now I can meditate as long as I need to. So it is a matter of, I know, that's why I said it that way. Gratitude is the key to life. We'll all be there soon, Hen, promise. Wonderful. But Erin, if you're having challenges with random thoughts coming through when you're trying to just sit and be still, just get a little candle. It doesn't have to be big. And just light the candle with the intent that I'm going to share this meditation with you. Candle, you're going to help me. and just focus on the flame and be one with the flame. But just let yourself gaze into the flame. And whatever thoughts come, just see them and dismiss them. Don't get caught in the cycle of, yeah, I need to think about. No, for the next 5 minutes, you're going to stare at this candle and relax your brain and let it go. I encourage you to try that and let me know how that works for you. Because it did. Jennifer says she does the same thing, right? And ask me how I missed subbing to you. Right? Excellent. Excellent. And we promise we'll all be there. Katie K, no, you're fine. You can always watch the replay. I did a little thing on how to change your, I'm always talking about getting a childlike attitude, looking at the world with childlike wonder, walking away, trying to get a positive attitude. And today was just about, how do you do that? Oh my God, here I am telling you guys, no, just switch it around, be positive. But I've been doing this for a while. So we went through that. And when you have a chance, if you're interested in, go ahead and watch the replay and you'll see, and let me know how it affects you if it does. Let's see. At night is the best. It works. Makes you feel so relaxed. It works for me, Jennifer, and I cannot see it not working for anyone. I believe in it enough that I believe it can make a difference. It can make a difference for almost everyone. I have lots of candles, but I guess I don't know how to focus on anything else but work, which is the main place my mind goes. Take a little candle, set it somewhere safe, where the dripping wax isn't going to take your thoughts, where the flame is not going to catch anything on fire. And sit yourself down in front of it comfortably. I'm not going to tell you to sit on the floor cross-legged or get a pillow or any of that stuff. You sit where you're comfortable. If that's at your kitchen table, then it's at your kitchen table. If it's on the sofa or the couch, then it is. But just somewhere comfortable, okay? Pardon me. And okay, I'm going to say goodbye. Wait anxiously to see everybody who pops over, Rustling, for everything you do. Thank you, sweetie. We'll see you in a little bit. Let your light shine, right? Cool. See you soon, Hen. I still need to make that tea. Yes, I'm going to refresh my coffee. No, it's Thursday. I can't have coffee. Yeah, under your bed, Aaron. Yeah, do that. But watch out for those dust bunnies, right? Oh, Katie K, I'm sorry you've been ill. Had it ready to go at 7:15 and crashed. Oh honey, I'm get well soon. I hope you feel better really quickly. Yes. If you're very anxious, breathe with a flame flickering, focus. And it's just a controlled breathing. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And force yourself to just breathe more slowly. Why can't I have coffee? Because it's almost 8:15 and I do want to sleep sometime tonight because I have to get up at 5:30 to go to work on Friday. So I can have coffee. Oh God, I can have coffee. But I'm not going to brew another pot. I'm just going to finish what I have in my mug. No, it's not a health issue. It's a sleep issue because I'll get that second wind at 9 o'clock instead of going to bed at 9 o'clock. So let me see who else is live. And next thing I know, it's 1 a.m. and I have 4 hours to get sleep, and I still have to function. So let's see. Lokamai says, Katie K, get some sleep, my dear. Hope you feel better soon, hun. Hearts for the spelling. Don't you worry. Hell, I don't even use punctuation. I love you, Lokamai. I truly do. And Emma says, I can drink tea, coffee, and still be sleepy. I used to be like that as well. But I redid my I want to say diet, but it's not the way I eat, the way I choose to eat, because food as medicine movement is helping me eat more healthfully, and I'm eating a much more raw diet, fruits and vegetables. I don't think I've had meat in a couple of days, but yeah, it is gross. And it's just by choice because I'm trying to do the detox cleansing before I start adding things back. So while I'm doing that, I've noticed coffee is has a more of an effect on me than ever has in my life before. And I don't know if it's the sugar I'm putting in it or the caffeine in it, but I know that yeah, I can have a cup of coffee. Like there's probably only this much left in here. But yeah, love you too, sweetie. You found out that beans and peas are fruits. Okay. Usually things that grow on vines and grow above the ground are fruits. Things that grow into the dirt or on the ground usually are vegetables. I don't know of any vegetable that grows in a tree. If you think of one, let me know because I could use education, right? Alrighty then. Well, ladies, I want to give you enough time to run to the restroom and grab your beverage or food. Yeah, you would think, but no, not for me. Um, yeah, but I wanted to give you guys enough time to grab something to eat if you wish, to make a restroom stop before Hen goes live. I don't know, Emma. Yeah, food is food. Some food is more healthy to put in and through your body, and some food is going to stay with you a lot longer and put more fat in your body. That's kind of it's kind of what I'm gathering. I'm not sure. Emma says coffee does help me with energy for walks, and that is it. Well, I had a challenge getting very winded on short walks, so I never did long walks. Well, over the past 3 weeks of doing this food is medicine movement, I found that I have a lot more energy and a lot more stamina for walking or yeah, it's mostly work walking. Um, but I've walked, what is this, Thursday? 4 days this week, I've walked 2 blocks round in a 15-minute break. And that's pretty quick pace for me. So yeah, so I can feel the difference it's making in my body. So I'm happy about that. Let's see. Look, my says haven't had anything to eat yet today. Girl, you better get some. You better get some, girl. Let's see. Try and do 10K steps on your walk, and and that's good. I can't get 10,000 steps in a day. I'm only up to like 6,000 because it's home to car, car to work. It's so close. Everything. Yeah, I've tried to start parking further away from the building, but in my neighborhood, I want to be able to look out my window and see my car's okay. You know. Catlin, sorry, I've been kind of in and out walking with the family actually. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Well, again, I'm going to I'm going to end this, ladies, because I want to go over to Hens. Let me see if I can find that link again and post it to the top. Do, 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 do. Here it is. Okay, let me see if I can get it. Oh, I've got to get it from here. Let's see. I'm going to copy that and put it back here, and hopefully it will be the right one. And see if I can put it up here. And if it pulls up the right one, it says video unavailable. Well, that's not good. Can anyone tell me what her channel is? Is it just? Goodness, where did I go? Just call me Hen. Oh, there it is. Wait. Okay, let me try and grab it again, unless you've already done that, Locomai. See, that didn't take me there, though. There's stuff missing. Yeah, it did. I'll be darned. Okay, excellent. All right, so we're going to call it here. I love you ladies. I do. And I'm so glad with all the other channels that you could have chosen from tonight that you chose to spend time with me. Hopefully we all learned something and we will get back here together again very soon. And tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central, over at Locumized channel. I certainly hope you posted that because I've not been keeping up with chat. I'm so sorry. Um, Excellent. Yes, do a Rosalind raid. Hashtag Rosalind raid. Thank you all again. I will see you very soon. Love you. And again, thank you so much for being here. You guys are the best. You really are. Bye bye now.